Hi. A lot of people have asked me several questions about what dialysis is like. So I'm going to try and answer a few of those questions right now. First of all, there's a couple different ways that people can have dialysis. The dialysis that I have is called hemodialysis, where they go in through a blood vessel. There's also peritoneal dialysis, where they go through the stomach, which I haven't had, so I don't know too much about it. But anyways, there's a couple different accesses. There's 3 different types of accesses out there. The first one is a catheter called a tunnel cath or portacath, depending on who you ask. And you can see this right here. It's just 2 tubes hooked up to. There's under the dressing here. There's a central tube that goes through a vein in my neck, and blood filters through a machine. Goes in, and then the machine cleans out the blood, cleans out all the toxins in the blood that the kidney would normally clean out, but for people with kidney failure, you can't. And it goes back into the body through this tube. And the machine can also be used for draining excess fluid, which can be caused by, amongst other things, too much sodium. It can cause swelling of the ankles, chest pain, and difficulty breathing. So that's something that they want to avoid. They want to keep your fluid level down. Now, another access that they have is called a graft, which is where they put a tube in your arm, a plastic tube that goes between an artery and a vein, as I understand it, and they get dialysis done that way. Now, the third access, the one that I have, or the other one that I have, is called a fistula. You can see this here. It is an artery and a vein. A vein is attached to an artery, and what they do is they stick 2 needles into here, one about here and one down here, and they use that to, the blood goes into the machine through one needle into the machine and through another needle back into your body when it's clean. This is the best way to do dialysis because a fistula is created from your body. There's no foreign elements in your body. Like for example, the catheter here that I have in my chest, I had a fever of 101.9. Now normally, in a situation like that, if you went to the hospital for a fever, they would pump you full of antibiotics and just send you anyway. But since I had the catheter, they were worried that it might get infected. If a catheter got infected, then it would be pumping the same toxic blood back through the body. So that would be no good. So they kept me in the hospital for 2 days just to make sure that everything was normal and the catheter was not, in fact, infected. The catheter, the other disadvantage to a catheter is that you can't get it wet. Therefore, you can't shower, swim, or anything that involves water. You can take baths, but trust me, they get old real fast. Sometimes you just want to get in and get out of a shower. There are coverings for the chest, but they don't work all that well, and plus for people like me with a lot of chest hair, it really hurts pulling them off. So it's more trouble than it's worth. And let's see, what else can I tell you about dialysis? It doesn't hurt. Even with they use the fistula, the needles, once the needles are inserted and taped down, there's nothing there. It doesn't hurt. You just sit there for depending on, like I go for 3.5 hours, and some people can go as high as 4.5 hours. I just sit there. Some people have Game Boys they play. Some people watch TV. Some people listen to music. I listen to music or books. Just anything that you can't really move around. You have, like for me, I have the needles in one arm, taking care of dialysis, and they're constantly checking your blood pressure. So I have blood pressure in the other arm. There's a blood pressure cup on the other arm. Just because of the nature of the fistula, they can't use they can't use that arm for IVs or blood pressure. Because what the fistula does is normally blood would go from your shoulder down to your hand, but with the fistula, blood goes down, and then the blood is diverted, and it goes back up your arm. Anyways, that's pretty much what dialysis is. It doesn't hurt. It's more boring than anything else. Anyways, I hope I answered everyone's questions. If you have any more questions, then by all means, email me at info@hopechrispatten.com. Thank you very much.